relationship?
Yes.
So, like, if I'm really serious about my grades and trying to study, she shouldn't be like, let's go party over and over again, right?
Right.
Okay.
I was a freshman in college. I went to a house party, and there was a lot of drinking, and there was weed there, and we drank a lot, and I ended up passing out on the couch. My friends came in and decided I was way too drunk to leave. So they took me upstairs and tucked me into one of the bedrooms. So next thing I know, I woke up and get a kit done or anything. I actually told them no.
Live stream is awesome.
I wasn't out at the time to my friends and family, so I didn't really want anyone involved. I just wanted to just clear it out of my head as soon as possible. The importance of consent is it's very important mentally
but yeah, if you mute
and legally.
If you mute us, that should work.
I learned how you can really mentally get destroyed when consent is not present.
Consent is not, I don't know, or consent is not maybe later, consent is not okay, kind of. Consent is a yes.
That mutual feeling and that mutual respect for one another and admiration is always a dope feeling, because it's not about me, it's about like the other person. It's about, it's about just respect regardless, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I would want her to respect my decision if it was against what she wanted. I think it's all about what the other it's taking the other person into consideration.
I was sexually abused by both my parents until I left when I was 18. So now consent is especially important to me because if I am going to be in a relationship with someone, I need to make sure that I feel safe, and consent is definitely part of that. The idea of consent really didn't hit home with me until I finally started to be in an actual relationship, and I didn't realize this really until I was in a relationship, but I truly believed being in a relationship meant that I had to have sex with my partner anytime that he wanted to.
We get the idea of what we want to do, and we share each other's opinion on it, and we come to an understanding.
It's more of talking with each other and not at each other, and expressing what your goals are in a relationship to make it more consensual, because you can step out of consent so quickly and not even notice it.
With my last boyfriend, whenever I felt forced into having sex with him, I felt physically sick. Because it's not something I wanted to do. It's not something I was ready for, and I felt like I had just given up my body to him. With my current boyfriend, when we have sex, it feels great, honestly. And we talk to each other, and we make sure that we're comfortable with what's going on, and I'll never settle for an unhealthy relationship.
It's not about what I get out of it. It's to make sure that he's comfortable and that I'm comfortable, and we make those decisions for ourselves, and that we can enjoy our time together under our own rules and respect one another's boundaries. We've been through a lot with the short relationship we've had thus far. We started dating before he came out as trans, and then he came out as trans, and that's a major life change. Communication has always been key, and it's been a basis, a foundation of our relationship, because if you can't talk about it, then that's a major problem.
I'm crazy about her, but there are times where she'll make a move on me and I'm like, that's all right. I'm like, not right now. I just really want to watch Bob's Burgers and eat some goldfish. Sorry.
Okay, voiceover lady, I'm with you so far, but how do I talk about what interests me without turning into a yellow shirt guy?
Good question. You can and you should bring up anything you want, because your best experiences will be with people who share your enthusiasm for whatever you do. Respectful dialogue is key, especially when you're not instantly on the same page or aren't quite sure what page your partner is on.
So what does that look like?
Yeah, what's the best way?
Sounds like we need to sign a contract or something.
First of all, signing a contract won't help, because consent can be withdrawn at any time. So even if you say you want to do something at one point, you can change your mind any time. What really matters is communication and holding the other person's happiness as your priority.
So we need to keep asking if something is okay?
Not literally, But you do need to keep making sure your partner is giving you unambiguous yeses. That could look like this. Or even like this. But not like this.
So body language tells a lot.
Yes, but more openness, in whatever way is comfortable for both of you, is even healthier. That could look like this.
Hey, I'd really love to.
That is so not me. I mean, I don't do more than this until I know someone a long time.
Come on, you know me enough.
That's pressuring and not being respectful.
All right, got it. Did I spoil the mood, or can we keep, you know?
We can definitely keep, you know.
Or it could look like this.
Hey, you know what? I'd really love to...
Well, I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I love to ease into it with a little.
You sure?
Totally.
Whether you're long-term partners or just beginning a relationship, you need to find a way to communicate that works for both of you. Some people are more comfortable talking openly about sex than others, and that's okay, as long as you find ways where consent is perfectly clear. And remember, there are lots of ways to get consent.
What would you really be into doing right now?
Have you ever before? Would you be into that?
You are turning me on, can I?
Is it cool if I take my shirt off?
Before we go any further, how far is comfortable for you?
What's the thing you most want to do right now?
And we knew that we just wanted to respect each other. We wanted to, you know, make having sex as fun as possible for both of us. So obviously we knew that had to come with consent, and that had to, you know, that had to be that consent didn't mean, okay, like you said yes, so now you're saying yes the whole time. You know, that meant keeping the conversation going, you know, saying if anything didn't feel right or you wanted to stop, that we could stop. It wasn't a one and done deal.
I would say consent is very important for sex because it gets everyone involved. Everyone feels empowered. Everyone feels like they have a major role to play in the situation. They're really into the moment, and that can be sexy when someone is completely willing to have this experience with you.
I think a lot of people our age think that consent has to be like, all right, let's sit down at the dinner table and let's talk about it and say, okay, in an hour, I think we might have sex. Is that okay with you? Let's go through the plan, make the check marks of what's okay, what's not okay. And they think that it's this super uncomfortable, awkward, tense conversation. And it's not. Something that I learned from her was that consent can be sexy and can be fun. Something that works for us really well is not necessarily saying can we have sex? Because that's intimidating and really uncomfortable. But saying, where do you want me to kiss you? Or why don't you show me where you want me to touch you? Or why don't you guide my hand?
Those two?
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
no, I haven't.
You needn't know all the things that aren't consent. You just have to know anything that isn't mutual consent isn't consent. Remember, yes
goddamn, why'd
means
you
yes.
unmute yourself?
Only a definitive, freely given yes is consent. Everything else is not consent. So this is consent.
I am so down with that.
But this, because it's not mutual, is not consent.
I'm just not there yet.
And this is not consent.
I am not into that.
So we should assume that we don't have consent unless clear consent is constantly given?
Exactly.
And pressuring, coercion, and force aren't healthy.
Indeed, but just to be clear, let's look at one more way to think about it. If any of this is still confusing, think of it like playing catch. Playing catch requires two people who willingly throw the ball back and forth. Playing catch is no longer playing catch when either person stops playing. Someone cannot play catch or consent if they're incapacitated by drugs or alcohol or under the legal age. And catch is only positive, not to mention possible, when both people enjoy playing.
Dude, seriously?
My bad. Sorry.
Ow.
You okay? I'm sorry.
That's not funny.
It was a little funny.
See, that wasn't playing catch. That was hitting someone in the head with a ball. But even if someone isn't hit in the head, it's still not catch if both people don't play.
Hey, aren't you gonna throw it back?
No, I don't feel like playing anymore.
And just like with sex, the fact that someone started playing catch with you doesn't mean you have the right to keep playing when they want to stop. Each person can stop whenever they want, and for whatever reason they want. Catch, like sex, is never an obligation. It's not mandatory.
But we just started playing, and I want to play more.
I'm not into it.
But you have to play until I'm done playing.
No, really, I don't. Plus, you kind of throw a little bit hard.
Well, I'll throw it softer then.
No, I'm not in the mood anymore. I don't want to play.
But you said we'd play for at least an hour, and we just started.
He's pressuring now, isn't he?
Are they both enjoying catch?
No.
Then there's your answer. It's quite simple. Both people need to enjoy catch for it to be playing catch. Otherwise, it's throwing the ball at someone, not playing catch with someone.
So, what if there's drinking involved?
Excellent question. First of all, I hope it's obvious this is not playing catch. It's just hitting an incapacitated person with a ball.
Incapacitated? What does that mean?
Well, alcohol-related incapacitation results from a level of alcohol consumption that's more severe than impairment, being under the influence, drunkenness, or intoxication.
Whoa. So how can I tell if someone's incapacitated?
Well, some context clues can indicate incapacitation, such as slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, smell of alcohol on their breath, loss of balance, vomiting, unusual behavior, or unconsciousness.
Jeez.
But remember, these signs alone don't necessarily indicate incapacitation. These examples are just guidelines. Alcohol can affect people in very different ways.
But can any alcohol be involved?
Again, let's go back to playing catch. See, both of our friends here have had a little to drink.
But they're both still throwing the ball to each other, catching it, and having fun.
Which means that neither one is incapacitated. But now...
At least one of them really isn't able to play.
Bingo! Only actively catching and throwing the ball back to someone and having a good time doing it is consent. Anything and everything else is definitely not consent. Here's an example.
Hey, wanna play catch?
I don't know, but you're hot.
See, I don't know is not a yes, so that's not consent. That wasn't throwing back a catchable ball. And this is equally not consent.
You're so hot. I totally want to catch with you.
And this is really unhealthy.
Hey, here. Come on, throw it back to me, okay? Come on, I'm so into playing catch with you. I just want to play. I just want to keep playing, okay?
But this can be consent.
So, you're into catch?
Yes, totally.
Do you like it when I throw it like this?
Yes, I love it when you throw it like that. Do you like it when I throw it like this?
No. I'm actually not into that kind of catch.
Oh, okay, cool. You got it.
Thanks.
So, to review, the essential quality of a healthy relationship is that you each look out for the other person's happiness, and that you're both equally into whatever you choose to do. This isn't suggesting you have more sex or less sex, only that whatever you do is good for and wanted by both people. That might mean being abstinent, or it might mean being sexually active to some degree. Just remember that the only thing that means yes is yes, and anything that's not a yes is not a yes. So remember, if your partner isn't a willing and enthusiastic participant, you do not have consent. So, consent, whether it's consent for abstinence or consent for other private activities, is healthy and good, but pressuring, coercion, and force are increasingly unhealthy, if not illegal. Are we clear?
Totally.
Totally. Can we be alone now?
Totally.
That was weird.
Totally.
I feel like if you appreciate other people, you will learn to appreciate yourself, because we are all a reflection of one another in some way or some capacity. We all share humanity. We all have that. And respecting the other person's humanity, I feel like that's one of the keys to life. And me learning all of this and learning that it's okay to not have sex. It's okay to have sex if that truly what makes you happy. Just it's all about choices. If you're not ready, you're not ready. That's what it's all about, like you being ready. If you're not ready to make that move, it's okay. I'm telling you, like there's somebody out there who will appreciate you for it.
A lot of people that I've talked to, I know it makes them uncomfortable to hear the kind of relationship that I've been in, to see the kind of stuff that I've dealt with, but I think that people need to hear that and to know that what I went through is not okay for everyone, if for anyone. Dealing with that kind of negativity should not ever be okay. Even if you feel stuck, you're not. There's always a way out. And don't ever feel like you need to stay with someone who makes you feel like crap. There's going to be that pressure that you need to have a boyfriend now when you're in college, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and it needs to be a certain way. But that's not how it is. You can always just wait, have fun while you're in college, and not worry about feeling pressured into relationship or feeling like you have to do things a certain way. Back when I was younger, I thought that that's how it had to be. And I wish I could go back in time and explain to myself that's not how it needs to be.
Kind of jeans went?
I acknowledge the material. Okay.
That's all right. I like being able to hear myself because that means that I know I'm giving myself good advice.
With black. Oh, there it goes. First one.
No, you have to beat them into submission.
Yeah, that one. That's what my ex did to me, man. Threatening and pressuring tactics.
Well, your ex pressured you into sex?
She pressured me into like being with her.
Oh, okay.
For a while. And then
Am I really that loud, guys? Jeez.
Which of the following represents check all that apply? Oh yeah, I guess so. Yes. I never really tried that. Those are it. I guess so. Come on, man. I guess so. It's like, oh yeah, I guess I wanna do it.
No, don't do it. There's only two.
Three, man. A and B. B and C. The abuse of a negative response. Oh.
No is my trigger word.
That video was hardcore triggering. You don't even go to school on campus now. Why are they doing this?
So dumb.
It's basically just don't enjoy yourselves. Because, 90% of girls don't like it when a guy is, takes control.
Yeah, but 90% of guys like it when the girl takes. So. What if your understanding of consent was already at its
Prefer
maximum?
not to answer. Don't let them fucking, prefer not to answer on all of them. Did you just assume his level of consent? Yes! Overall, the program is fair. Prefer not to answer? I do not consent to taking this. I love this. You have to rate the program, don't you? What? More colored t-shirts. Oh god. Oh god, Eric. I want to laugh to pull you into the office for this. Eric. Aw. Ooh.
Congratulations.
Download your certificate of completion for consent. Eric Praise. Print it out and then like walk around with it at school. And like girl talk to you, just like, I need your consent to talk to you first. Oh my god, the background is your name, Eric. What the fuck is this? Why'd you send me piece of antelope, Eric Cookie?
I don't know what you're referring to, and you have no proof.
I don't know what you're referring to either. I sent you a
Piece of
screenshot of
antelope.
another legendary
What?
I got out of opening a box.
So last night I worked from 2 to 10:30 p.m. at the Home Depot, and I had to do closing and do all this extra stuff. And then when I don't even like get out at 10:30. I get out at 11. I get out late because I'm the only law associate there the entire day. So when I go out, I decided to go get food, and it's like the In-N-Out was like full at 11 p.m. The drive-thru was packed at 11 p.m. because everyone's awake at 11 p.m. So I go to the shitty McDonald's, and that one's also full. But I'm already stuck in the drive-thru, and the drive-thru literally takes 20 minutes for McDonald's. So
Wow.
I'm there until 11:30. So I finally make